Hey everybody, it's Jill with Simply Made Unique by Jill with a Thrifted Jewelry Box update today using Dixie Belle's new Cottage Collection. The first thing I do on any jewelry box is I take off any hardware that'll come off, so it makes it easier to paint and then update that hardware as well. Put them aside and make sure you don't lose any of those little screws. I also take off the top from its hinges just so I can get all surfaces painted without worrying about getting paint on the hardware. I take off any stickers, make sure I get that adhesion off, and give everything a cleaning and a scuff sanding. A scuff sanding is just basically a light roughing up. You're not taking off any finish. You're just kind of scuffing up that glossy factory finish that they put on top of things so the paint has something to stick to. Now I'll do this on all surfaces, the inside, the fronts of the drawers, and everything where I want it to be painted. Now I'm using Dixie Belle's new color called Secret Path, and it's a beautiful purple. I'm going to give the entire box just one even coat because on my second coat, I'm going to be blending in another color. So I go along this edge, trying not to get too much paint underneath, making it as neat as possible, and giving all surfaces even tops and the very top of the box an even coat. When this dries, I will give it a coat underneath because, like I said, I want to paint all surfaces on this box so it looks finished from anywhere that you look at it. So once we get two coats on, we're going to take a 250 grit sandpaper and just give it a light sanding just to knock the nub or close the pores of that paint, which makes it nice and smooth and ready for a second coat. I'm going to grab another new cottage color called Weeping Willow, which is a beautiful muted green. First, I'm going to give it a coat of the Secret Path, and then we're going to wisp in some of that Weeping Willow just for like a very muted ombre effect. I think that the two colors are going to mix really well together. So I'm taking some of that Weeping Willow and starting from the bottom and coming up to about halfway up the jewelry box. That's why I'm doing it with the drawers in. But make sure you take that drawer out after you wisp them together and just make sure all the edges on the drawer are nice and clean. You could see how beautifully these blend together. I grabbed another dry brush and just whisked them together so you don't see a line. I think they really look nice together and make a nice combination. I also grabbed the Dewy Morning Transfer because it has some of these beautiful flowers on this one sheet that I think would look really nice with these two colors. I cut out the pieces that I needed and started thinking about my layering. So when you're layering transfers, you have to think about what would be in the foreground and what would be forward. So I want this leaf to be in the back, like it's underneath the flowers. So of course I'm going to put that down first. I just rub it on and gently take away that film. And then I grab this flower because it's kind of facing away. And I think I'm going to put that there and then layer the other two flowers on top. So I get that down and I'm going to add a little bud because that would kind of be underneath in my mind. And I'm going to grab this flower just to see exactly where I want that position because this flower is facing forward. So I put it about here so it's sticking out enough that I can see its leaf and then get that last flower on. I did add a couple more leaves at the end to balance this out, but I did forget to film that part. After I get that all done, I grab my silver gilding wax to update the hardware really quickly. Once you get the silver on the hardware and get the hardware back onto the box, your screws might need a tiny bit of silver as well because these were gold, so I just wanted to make them the same color. On the top, I wanted to add a little bit of distressing in that Weeping Willow color just to tie it in with the base. So I just take a brush and run it along the edge like a rough, distressing, kind of worn look. Once I get that done, I'm going to take that silver gilding wax again and my little brush and run the silver gilding along the whole edge of the box just to tie in with that hardware on the front. And it gives it a very elegant look and a little bit of shimmer on the top. After that's all said and done, everything's cured and dried. I'm going to give everything one coat of flat. You can use satin or wax or whatever you prefer. I like flat, and I just love how this little box came out. I think the colors are really nice together. I added some distressing to the edge, and I'm very happy with the results. If you guys like this video, of course, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.